Hey guys, I'm back. It's me, Maria, with Transparent Solutions Inc. And we're on part three of investing. The place where we left off was the when. When do we invest? That's totally up to you. Depends on several things. You can actually rate it based on whether or not you're at a comfortable place, in which that's never a real thing. Or you can simply base it on how much money you save out of your budget that you were wasting last year. Just basically taking another really good look at yourself financially. The how. Go to a financial institution. There are several out there. I'll mention them when we get to the where. Remember back in the why in part two, where we talked about what we actually put out on top of the items that we are lent by lenders for home loans, car loans, personal loans, and credit card payments? Well, here are those numbers once again, just as a reminder how much more we're putting out than we're actually receiving back. The yield, the interest, the APY that we could possibly get from most of the accounts that are out there is less than 1%, yet we're paying out more than 2.5% for everything. So the how. Here is one example. This is the Coca-Cola symbol that you see right here. The very last price I took today from a particular account, and the last price was $53.18 per share. Now, on this particular account, there are some losses. It says $27.40 is the total of the losses. And I'm going to go a little bit more into detail about that in just a moment. The current value for this particular account is $265.90. That's because they purchased 5 shares. And so 5 times today's price, $53.18 per share with 5 shares, comes up to $265.90, and that's the current value arrow that you see there. All these numbers come because of what the initial cost was, right? So that's what the cost basis category really is saying. On whatever date that they purchased this share, this Coca-Cola company share, it was $58.66 that they appropriated it. 5 shares is what they got. So 5 times 58.66 was $293.30. And today, because the rate is lower per share of $53.18, that's why you see the difference or the loss of $27.40 for 5 full shares. And you can even calculate it individually to see that it's $5.48 per share that is being lost at this point in time. However, there was more losses a few weeks ago with this stock, and they appear to be coming back a bit. So I don't know what Coca-Cola is doing right now, but maybe somebody should start reading more of the news or whatever is in the media pages. Here we are with the how again, just on how to read it in the first place, so you can actually gauge and determine what about these stocks, what about each share interests you. So we're going to stick with the same stock, Coca-Cola Company. This is on a New York Stock Exchange. Their symbol again is KO. That's how you know we're dealing with the same person, the same business. I prefer to select the 5-year map to see what happened within the last 5 years, or I even go back as far as max if they've been open for 15 or whatever years and they've been actually on the stock market. But in 5 years, I feel like I'm able to gauge how consistent they are. Are they consistently growing? Are they consistently failing? Do they have only small rises and a bunch of dips? Like, when is it going to benefit me to invest, purchase any of their shares, right? And here they tell you their high of $60.13 out of this entire time frame of 5 years, and they also tell you their low of $38.30. So now I'm starting to believe that, you know what, we didn't open this account and purchase these stocks at a good time, especially when we purchased it, what was it, at $58 or $59. That was clearly not a good answer. And so what I normally do is I take the median. So it looks like their median costs probably were around $40-ish, or maybe even less than that, as far as their consistent or comfortable space, with 38.30 being the low, and these numbers not rising and falling quite as much. It probably would have been a better idea to jump into this stock when it was closer to 38, maybe 40, in order for it to actually benefit you. Now, you can read it however you want to, do whatever historical readings and get whatever findings from whatever expert is out there, listen to whatever podcast that you trust in order to determine which stocks you want to get into. But I don't like to gamble, and the opinion of a person is not enough for me. So you take that with a grain of salt and do what it is you feel like you need to do. And here we are diversifying a little bit more about the how, right? So just looking at a full package, a full diversified portfolio for someone. It appears that the last price for this particular stock was $9.42 per share. That's on the left side. And on the right side, the cost basis that they got in at is $10.31. That means that they've taken a bit of a loss, but they only got 10 shares. And so it's a very scarce loss. However, it's still a bit of a loss. It says the total gains loss is $8.90 at this point. The next one, it looks like the last price, today's price is $3,372.20, whereas they got into this game at $2,515.21. They are clearly doing well in this area, and they only have 2 of these shares. So their total gains at this point is $1,713.99. The next one is $73.97 as an increase from $49.51. $53.18 is a decrease from $58.66. $100.66 is an increase from $68.26. And so looking at all those numbers and just adding them up as far down as the last share that we talked about, the $100.66, just to that line, it shows that there's a growth of $56.84. So, yeah, there are a few losses, $8.90, $27.40 for a few different shares, but it looks like they chose some really good ones that actually put them in greater gains. So at the end of the day, I say diversifying is where it's at, because you could always pick 1 or 2 that are not so great, and then everything else will be awesome. And your quantity makes a great difference also. As you can see, 66 shares is how much they got for that $49.51. That's currently $73.97. That's where that $1,605.70 comes from. And now for the where. There's Vanguard, Charles Schwab, Fidelity, Robinhood, Webull, Invesco, iShare, even State Street. There are several different companies out there that you can create one of these accounts with, I would just determine it based on how much information they provide to you. Because if they can educate you along the way, then it seems like they might want you to succeed. But if they have nothing to offer as far as education is concerned, I would say keep it pushing, because most likely they won't disclose the idea that they have additional fees to manage your account that might put you under, or anything else. Maybe they don't pay dividends, so verify exactly what it is you're looking for. Are you looking to get back money quarterly? Are you looking to get back money annually? Are you looking to have the ability to move your money around as you please? Because some people will restrict you to only once a day or once a month or whatever the case may be. So make sure that when you go to these investment companies, these financial institutions, to open these type of accounts, that you are asking the questions that matter to you. These are the references for the images that were stolen, and if you have any questions, please contact me. Once again, I am Maria at Transparent Solutions, Inc. In New Mexico, the number is 575-201-3177. And in Georgia, it's 404-919-5852. I hope you enjoyed, and even more so, I hope you learned something. Please feel free to reach out. Take care.